A lot of the times brands come to us wanting sales in the next month or the next quarter, and they want to set up an influencer program so they could, achieve this aspiration. While it is a good aspiration, usually I end up telling them the red pill, which is, hey, you cannot get sales by cranking up influencer marketing spend. It's not like paid media where you spend more to make more. And I proceed to explain to them why that is the case, the nature of the channel, and so on. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you why you can't get more sales by simply cranking up your influencer marketing spend. I'm Yash Chavan, the founder at SARAL. If you did not already know, let's begin. First reason why you can't simply crank up influencer marketing to get more sales is because influencers by their nature are an influence first, top of funnel marketing channel. For all the talk and buzz you see on LinkedIn and everywhere else about a performance influencer and influencer affiliate and so on and so forth, both of those terms are oxymorons. Influencers are not a performance channel. I'll die on this hill. Your job is to influence the market to create net new demand for your products. Does that translate into sales later? For sure, 100%. That is why we do it as a business. But does that mean you're gonna get sales the next month from it? Does that mean it's predictable that if you spend more money on influencers, you're gonna get X% more sales? No. So if you're reliant on influencers to get more sales, don't do that, because it's not the nature of the channel. The physics of the channel is different from performance marketing, and it's very hard to teach direct to consumer marketers because you usually come from paid background. You're usually very, very used to running a Facebook ad or a TikTok ad or a Google ad. And you're kind of used to the mindset of, hey, if I just spend more money, I can make more money if the ROAS remains as a performance channel. You can't treat influencers as ads because it's complicated dynamics, and I'll get into it. But the first thing you need to digest is influencers are a purely top of funnel channel that leads to more demand for your product, which will lead to sales eventually, but not immediately. Number two, relationships always take time. Any relationship worth having is a long-term relationship. Fundamentally, success in business with influencer marketing boils down to having good relationships with creators. This is the sole reason why we have the CRM, the Creator Relationship Management System, as the core home of SARAL. That is where your relationships live. You cannot fast-track relationships. You can't do that. You can't bring a ring on the first date and expect magic to happen. You cannot force trust. You have to build that relationship. You have to send the free product. You have to give them a week at least to try it out. They'll have to get back to you, and then they post about you. Then you create a campaign. This takes time. This is a long-term 6 to 12 month investment that compounds over time, but it's not something that will help you get more sales immediately. And trying to fast track this process is actually detrimental to your brand, because if you try to get like type of influencer that will post about any brand if you simply pay them, or if you like go after trends like TikTok Shop, then you just tend to attract influencers that post about every single brand that reaches out to them for affiliate commission. Is that the reputation you want as your brand? The answer is probably no. You cannot look at influencer marketing as a short-term growth channel. Number three, which is kind of related to number two, is the brand fit matters. You can't mass blast thousands of influencers and get a lot of posts out. You might be thinking, hey, this guy is kind of making sense, but what if I just reach out to 10 times as many influencers? Does that not translate to more posts, which translates to more sales? Does that not work? Kinda, but also not, because you can't mass blast thousands of influencers. You're gonna lose out without losing out on brand fit. You're gonna reach out to a lot of junk creators. If you watched my other video about seeding performance, that brand exactly did that. They reached out to 4,000 creators, but only 10% of them responded to them, which is very bad. You can't scale like that. You can't prematurely scale. You need to really figure out who your ICP is, and then you scale, and that takes time. You have to test different niches every week. You have to diversify a little bit. You have to analyze data. You have to look at your seeding funnel, see where the bottleneck is, do that whole optimization, and that whole process takes 3 to 4 months for you to crack and figure out what really works, and then you can scale. Number four, maybe like the most root reason of why influencers can't get you sales the next month, is purchase decisions are no longer linear. I like to say the funnel is dead. There is no marketing funnel. I know that marketers like to believe that there's awareness, interest, desire, action, like the whole funnel model. I don't agree with it. I mean, yes, there are phases, but it's not a straight line funnel like we are forced to believe nowadays. Because maybe, for instance, let's say you're selling supplements, right? And you work with 5 influencers, they all post about you. You now are in the minds of the people who you want to sell to, but they're not going to immediately buy. They probably already have a supplement stack that they use. They're not going to switch stack immediately, but then they're going to maybe see their friend post about you, and they're going to, I should maybe consider it. This seems like a good brand. And then they're going to be at Walmart, and they're going to see you on the rack there, and they're going to, I saw this brand, but I'm just probably going to go for my regular stack, but this brand seems to be crushing it. And then they're going to see a Facebook ad 2 months later, and then they're going to be you know what, my stack is kind of running out. Let me test this out, right? The funnel is no longer linear. No one touch point led to the sale, but but every touch point led to the sale. That means purchase decisions are no longer linear. You cannot just like mass blast influencers and get sales the next day, because yes, a lot of influencers posting about you is beneficial, but that benefit will create demand that gets you sale in 3, 6, 9 and forever months from now, not immediately after, because the purchase decision is no longer linear. If you're a marketer at a brand and you're watching this video and you're like, what are influencers good for anyway? Why should, if it's like not gonna get me sales immediately, why should I even do this? If you're a marketer that is at a brand who's being pushed into finding a channel that will get you sales for next month's quota, don't you look at influencers, not the channel for you. But if you want to build a brand that people just see everywhere and there is brand recall and they're like, whenever they're making a purchase, you're in their consideration set, that is when you should focus on influencer marketing. That you want to build a true sustainable brand that people actually think about and recall and see everywhere, right? That's one reason. Another reason is to create net new demand for the brand. You want to be part of the conversations that you're not currently part of, so that you're part of that new demand that was now created. And then the conversion may be driven by your bottom of funnel channels like say Google ads or Facebook ads, but the net new demand will be driven. So if there were 100 people searching for your products, now there is 120 people searching for your products. If that's the goal that you want to achieve, then you should focus on influencer marketing. Another reason why you want to focus on influencer marketing is to get endless UGC. You just get a lot of UGC, which you then funnel into your Facebook ads, your TikTok ads, and so on. That is a very good reason to try influencer marketing. Another reason, and maybe the more fundamental reason, is if you want to reduce your cost of acquisition, if you want to see a high impact through your Facebook ads, your TikTok ads, your Google ads, if you want to see your blended CAC go down, if you want to see your marketing efficiency increase, that is when you should try influencer marketing. But remember, everything I'm saying is a long-term objective. It's going to take 3 to 6 months to achieve all of this, and it's going to be very step by step. It's going to be deliberate. If you're focused again on getting immediate sales next month, do not try influencer marketing. But if you want a long-term channel that builds your brand, that takes you everywhere, that increases that new demand, that makes your brand part of somebody's new consideration set and increases your marketing efficiency, all of this, influencers are the channel for you. I hope this is helpful. I hope that I was able to help you understand how getting sales will happen, but it's not necessarily the sole aim of getting influencers to promote you. I'll leave a link to a free trial of our platform if you want to get a lot of influencers promoting you and be everywhere with your brand and get all the benefits that I mentioned of trying influencer marketing. I will see you in next week's video. Bye bye.